All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to Apostle Elder New York, GMS. And salutation y'all around the world that's teaching the truth. My name is Maya Ka'ala Nagab. I'm with Chicago branch of Great Millstone. I'd like to make a statement that we are not black Hebrew Israelites. All right, black is a color, not a nationality. All right, we are Israelites. The so-called Negros, Latinos, and Native Americans out there in this confusion phase out there Israelites. You're not affiliated with any black identity and string group. Okay, so today we're gonna basically talk about history. All right, and this right here is the book of Servants of Allah, African Muslims enslaved in Americas. Now, we're not Africans, all right, and we're Israelites, and well, a lot of Israelites became Muslims starting like in the 7th century, right? Oh, then cause the Moors were Israelites. Moors converted Islam like in, I believe, 7th century AD. All right, but it was started picking up like the 11th century. All right, the 11th century. All right, and a lot of Jakes did it for financial gain. Some was forced into it, but a lot of them kept their Israelite identity. All right, now this book, Servants of Allah. All right, and it's by Sylvian A. Dioff. All right, so sister wrote this. All right, to give you clues who we are. All right, you go page 16. Be right here. It says the Papa Bulls are Nicholas V in 1454 and Calesius III in 1456 justified Portugal slave trade as a crusader for Christianity. The Europeans immediately set out to enlighten the Africans. It was just the Israelites, not Africans, among whom, as they soon realized, many were Muslims. Father Barrera, a Portuguese Jesuit who traveled from Sierra Leone to Senegal in 1606, noted that the Fulos followed the Sect of Muhammad, the Jalefo followed the law of Muhammad, the Berbers followed the law of Muhammad. All right, the Mandingas followed the Sect of Muhammad. All right, all these Israelites, man. It said a Spanish priest writing about Senegal in 1646 would have reported that he had baptized 400 white children, adults, including 25 white Hebrews. All right, so like I said, white is not a color, man. I mean, white is not a nationality. All right, that's what I meant. Jews that had been expelled from Spain had settled in Senegal, but all right. So right here is just it's gonna give it away. All right. So you hear Israelites that was into Islam, some kept that, some didn't. All right. So this is in West Africa. Okay. All right. Now most people, people are ignorant. They'll say, well, the Jews, especially the guy named Garfield, man. What Jews are white, man? No, man. You gotta read between the lines, man. You have to remember Esau. Right? He's pushing Edomite supremacy, or what we ignorantly call whites. What we call again white supremacy, but it was Edomite supremacy, man. All right, but it's because these people they skin is not the color. This page right here, their skin is red, giving the name Adawam Edom. All right. Said for Isaiah 4:6 said, my people are stored for lack of knowledge, because thou rejected knowledge, I also reject thee. Thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power. I will also forget thy children right. So our people destroyed for lack of knowledge, man. All right, that's anything. They don't know the history. They don't know a damn thing, man. All right, then you go to How people get converted to Islam. All right. Let's see. It says Deuteronomy 28:64. It says, your house is scattered among all people from the one end of the earth even to the other. There thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor fathers had known, even wood and stone. All right, the wood is Christianity, stone is Islam, Buddhism. All right, etc. Man. Okay. All right, so we scatter among all the people, man. All right, the persecution, slavery, all that, man. So this was happening in this instance. All right, and then they use white, and this is another way they cover up the face of the judges, man. All right, to make you think they're Edomites, man, but they're not, man. And also, you know, people. I'm gonna show you another reason why, because people, you know, they had unique features, man. All right, get this Job. All right, so they do things like that. Had them use words to hide our people, physical. They use words basically to what we call paper genocide. All right, to boost up their numbers and stuff. But how do you think that our ancestors were so-called Caucasian people? Then they'll turn around and say we got nothing to do with it. You know, we had nothing to do with the heritage of Israel. It said Job 9:24 said the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He covered the face of the judge thereof. If not, where and who is he? All right, so the earth getting to the hand of the wicked. Who? Esau, so-called Caucasian. He cut the face of the judge. How you do that? By doing stuff like this, man. All right, talking about white. Including 25 white Hebrews. All right. All right, so our people, man. Number one, Esau, you're red, you're not white. Number two, our people are not Caucasian, man. They're dark-skinned people of Shemitic descent of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right. So all this talking about including 25 white Hebrews. All right, so it's just nonsense, man. All right, and how about this? It's the same book. All right, so here you go, right here, page 97. It say a British planter who as a medical doctor, 1811, wrote a manual on the slave health for planters on the sugar colonies, made a foray into the Swedish religion and anthropology. He emphasized that among the slave he familiar with, Negros from Senegal are handsome race of people in features resembling the whites with bodies tall and well limbed. All right. So there you go, man. So how can you be a Negro at the same time then, you know, and be a so-called white man? All right, they was, man. Our people was unique. All right, they may have like, they very tall. They had like the high cheekbone. All right. The thin nose, thin lips. They were just dark skinned, man. You know, our people come in a variety of colors. Jeremiah chapter 12, verse 9, man. Israel, it's like a speckled bird, man. All right, so they only use white because, you know, they like to basically Esau basically push his Edomite supremacy, man, to make you think that the people over there and because these are Israelites, man, our ancestors, you know, obvious, you know, to push the idea that anything was Shemitic descent is Caucasian. Look, but it's not the case, man. All right, these are so-called Negroes, Israelites, man. Shemitic descent. We're not Africans, man. You know, they like I said, they do that, man, to paper genocide. All right, and feature resembling whites. All right, so they only did this because these our ancestors had these sharp features, had cheekbones, but they wasn't Caucasians. All right. All right, they was Israelites, descendant of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay, so then you go right here and see another page. This book, 37. All right. Let's see. Alright, so it says right here, it says the trade commerce is well described by Muhammad Ali said a Muslim from Borno, northern Nigeria, who was enslaved in the 1830s, eventually became a teacher in Detroit and a soldier in the Union Army. Borno said, my native country, wrote, is the most civilized part of the Sudan, an account of the great commerce carry on between it and the barbarian states of Fez and Tunis, Tripoli. They export all kinds of European articles to Central Africa, take gold, dust, ivory, and return the merchants part of which is now called Muslim diaspora travel hundreds of miles in every direction. Their donkeys and sleighs loaded with cotton, clove, gum, Arabic, musk, all right, cola nuts, all right. That's where originally Coca-Cola come from, all right. Also, they put cocaine in there too. Talking about these are hides and leather goods, weapons, silk, books, gold, and ivory for social commerce and security reasons. They travel in the caravans were in commercial security. They travel in caravans were in general let free as they please. Nevertheless, they were sometimes the victims of organized band of thieves, man. All right, so this was Jake was into, man. It's already resource and everything. That's why you saw kidnapped people, man. They just didn't pick up a bunch of dumb, use this phrase they didn't pick up a bunch of dumb niggas, man. All right, the Israelites had extreme knowledge, man. Our people, the ancestors, these so-called Negros, Latinos, and Native Americans. It says when the Atlantic slave trade started devastating Africa, the traders became ideal targets for kidnappers. See that who killed two birds with one stone. They stole the merchandise, sold the merchants. The merchandise also sometimes men and women. Many a slave seller end up in the same ship as his captors, man. Right? It was Deuteronomy 28 and 54, man. You had the evil eye for his brother. All right, so you had Jakes selling Jakes, just like here on the East Coast, man. You had Gadites was selling each other, man, raiding each other and everything, man. It's part of the curses. It said Muslims were no exception. Many Fulani who sold slaves in Sierra Leone were victims of a band of kidnappers who made their living by roaming the areas in a few miles from the coast. You know, called Fulani's are Israelites, man. They fell on the curses. All right. Then you go right here, it says, go right here, it says, page 39, besides their literacy and their dedication to faith, what distinguished the clerics, teachers, students, rulers, traders were contact with the wider world, intelligent Morocco, Tunisia, Algeria, Iraq, Egypt, Arabia, whom they met in Mecca, Cairo, and their own land when foreign visit. It says scholars were familiar with the works of Muslim intellectuals from a wide range of countries who used Arabic as their vehicle of communication. They also had access to books from other religions, Arabic versions, as confirmed by Mungo Park, who mentions having seen the Pentateuch of Moses, the Psalms of David, the New Testament of Yahushua that he called the book Isaiah during his travel in Senegambia. All right, so Yahushua is the true name of our Father's Son, very ignorant called Jesus. All right, it says during his travel in Senegal at the end of 18th century. European philosophers such as Plato, Aristotle, Hippocrates, and Yusuf were also known in Arabic translated. See, our people, they had the knowledge of the scriptures, man. All right, we already knew about the Bible, you know. Let's see, go right here. It said names identity among African Muslims. Again, no, we're not Africans. All right, so-called Negroes in America, so-called West Indians, Haitians are Israelites from the Southern Kingdom. All right, so you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans are not Africans. All right, but anyway, I'm gonna read verbatim. It says right here, remember again, we're not Africans, I'm just reading verbatim. It said the Africans who choose their new name, sometimes did so in a way to let them keep a link with their past. Job and Psalm is one interesting example of African retention and name to practice. He was called Simon by his master, was known as Job and Solomon, which was the English translation of Senegalese Muslim name Ayuba Suleiman. All right. No, but there's like names just in Arabic, man. In a similar way, a Muslim enslaved were Ibrahima Abdul Abraham gave the name Suleiman. So that's an Arabic way of saying Solomon. All right, to his sons, but the boys was called Solomon. It is very likely that many named Moses, in French, Solomon, Abraham, Jacob, Adam, David were formed Musa, Suleiman, Abraham, Ayuba, Adama. All right. Dada, all right, the correct is the water. All right. So, because, the Ishmael dialect, it comes from Lashwan Kadash, the pure tongue. All right. It says right here, it said, Omar B said, retain a memory name yet in another manner. He was called Moro, corruption of his real name, Moro or Omar. All right, so you had the names of the prophets, man. We had the names of the prophets. All right, you see right here it was Horona, that's Aaron, Musa. All right, you got Ishmael, Bara. All right, Salam, Musa, Aram. All right, that's Aram, Amina. All right, it says, so, there you go, man. All right, so there's no getting around that, we're the Israelites, man. All right, here we go right here. It's in the West Indies, Byron, Abraham, Esau. It's a corrupt way. Esau is like Arabic and Greek. Where it's saying, Yahushua. Alright, Musa. Alright. It says Solomon. Alright, Yahya, John the Baptist, Gabriel, Maria, Mary, Hawa, Eve. Alright, Aduma. Alright, Adam. Alright, so, we're the Israelites that the Bible speak of. It's no getting around of it. So, shalom.